I'm going to try and do a quick garden update, although this garden is kind of big, so I'm going to try and hurry through it so I can get everything in. This is my arch bed going, see, you can see that, it forms an arch. And these beans here are going to climb up that trellis and make the arch. In the middle of this bed are some different kinds of sunflowers. And in the front, thanks to my wonderful friend Kathy, if you can see the little tiny sprouts, those are Jerusalem artichokes. I almost thought they weren't going to come up, but just recently they started coming up after being planted for a very long time, so I'm really excited about that. And the other bed on the other side is exactly the same. Okay, here we go into the garden. Sorry, I walk with a limp, so I can't keep the camera very still. Here we go here. This is chard in the front of the bed. And in the back of the bed, on the left I have ball zucchini, and on the right is what's called golden zucchini. So, I mean, ball zucchini is self-explanatory, and the golden, I imagine, just is golden, but the same as zucchini. So, I guess summer squash. I don't know. But anyway, the other front bed I've had a lot of trouble with. I had some kind of bug. I don't know what it was. But it was eating everything. And yeah, this is the result. In the front is kale. That's been planted and replanted so much in the past 2 months. It's ridiculous, but I think I finally got the bugs under control, because every time one would pop its head out of the soil, the bugs would just chop it off. And in the back is delicata bush squash. And whatever bugs were getting the kale, we're also getting those, so I just replanted them. And apparently I'd stuck some seeds in there too, and they came up, but I don't remember doing that, so it's kind of funny. And then this bed over here is, in the front, is a combination of breakfast radish and watermelon radish. And those were getting devastated too, and were replanted several times, and I finally got the bugs under control, so they're growing. And in the back is a pea called Bolero, one that I haven't tried yet, but oops, sorry, someone sent me the seeds, so I'm trying them this year. I'm going to go into the next bed. Over here in this bed is I have to get out my What to Plant with What book, because I don't even know if these go together. I just kind of assumed it'd be all right, and I put them. These are shallots. The right half of the bed is shallots planted from starts I started in the house, and the left side are planted from shallots I got, what do you call the starts for, or the bulbs or the sets. They're both doing really good. I've never grown them before, but some of them, the little bulbs that I planted, have 5 shoots coming off them. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they look like they're doing fabulous. And behind them, here, I'll try to go, there we go. That is cauliflower. So we'll see how that goes together. And then this next bed is just all garlic. I planted this last fall. My friend Deb helped me, so there you go, Deb. If you watch this, you'll see how good the garlic is doing. It's probably, I don't know, at least 2.5, 3 feet tall, and has some really thick stems, and a few with a little kind of wispy stems, but that's okay. Some of the cloves that we planted were small, but we planted them anyway, and I think it's doing fabulous. So, and then the next one down is an onion bed, and in the back of the onion bed is broccoli, and half this onion bed is yellow onions and the other half is red onions. And I'm starting to suspect, excuse me, that I might have planted the onions a little bit too deep, because I don't see very much coming up, or maybe it's just too early because it hasn't been that long, but maybe a month. Alright, we'll go on to the next one. This is a sad one. This is an herb bed, and also I have cucumbers in the back. Those are Punakara cucumbers, and whatever little buggy was getting the other beds they particularly attacked my cucumbers. So all my beds of cucumbers were pretty much wiped out, and I transplanted. That's what you see, all the little ones coming up are seeds, so I'll just thin them out because I just thought I'll get nothing, so I just stuck a bunch of seeds in and hope for the best, and they're coming up. So then in the front I have rosemary, and then lemon thyme, and then as you can see my basil, which is supposed to be purple on the right, and regular Genovese basil on the left, but those same buggies are devastating my basil plants also. So hopefully I've got them under control and those plants will come back. I didn't have any purple basil, but I had the Genovese basil, so I planted seeds, and that is what you can see coming up around the basil is the new seeds that I planted. So hopefully it'll be okay. The next bed is also an herb bed. I have to back up because this is kind of big. There's my oregano. It's actually quite big. I started it last year from one tiny little plant, and it overwintered really well and came back all by itself in the spring. And then chive. And next to the chive is parsley, and that's another plant that whatever bug I had loved to eat. So this is what made it, and I hope now that I have them under control that I'll be able to get it to grow up. I also planted seeds, parsley seeds around it in case it did die, that I'd have something at least coming up. And same thing with this one. The bugs had gotten it, but it seems to be bouncing back now, and I also planted seeds around it. You can see in the back that's cucumbers coming up. These were wiped out by whatever bug that was, so I planted seeds, so those will be thinned, whatever one seems to come the strongest, and I'll thin the smaller ones out. And they go all the way back. You just can't see them because the plants are so big. This next bed, of course, bug eaten. You can see the tatters that are left of the few bits of cucumber. Let me see. I'll give you a close-up. You see what the bugs were doing? I mean, just totally, there we go. But again, I planted seeds, so I can't remember all they're all different varieties of cucumbers, so apparently the bugs like all cucumbers equally. And there's spinach in the front. I think it's giant noble spinach, and I had the same problem. As soon as they sprouted, whatever it was ate the tops off the plant. So this has been transplanted many times. That's why it seems kind of sporadically patchy, because some made it and some didn't. I have to actually replant some more. So on to the next bed. My favorite, actually. It's the strawberries. I'm going to try to get in. I can maybe see it a little bit better. Hope it doesn't show. This has been a really, really good year for strawberries. This little, I think this box is 4x3. It might even be 4x2. I think it's 4x2. It's just absolutely loaded with strawberries. I picked 2 quarts of them yesterday, and I could probably pick another quart today. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a lot in there. So I'm really pleased with the strawberry this year. The strawberries, they're not huge, but they're a good size. Last year we had a lot of little tiny berries, which was kind of odd, but this year it's doing really, really well. And there's that one that grew in the aisle, and I left it because, you know, if it wants to grow that hard, I'm gonna let it. And this bed is this is, I don't know, some call it broccoli, some call it cauliflower, but it's Romanesco. It's the one that when it grows, it like twirls up in sort of like a geodesic design, sort of. I don't even know what to call it. But anyway, I thought it was cool, and I'm going to try to grow it. I'll let you know how it goes. And right behind those, something else I think is cool. These are called granite melons. They're a muskmelon or a cantaloupe, but it's a variety that was bred here at UNH by a professor, and obviously named after the Granite State, New Hampshire. So I'm really excited that we're going to have, you know, this is where they were made for, so I'm hoping we'll have some nice melons. We'll go on to the next one. This is also a new one to me this year. I decided I was going to try and plant soybeans because I wanted some non-GMO, non-weird edamame. So I figured, well, I'll grow it myself. So I'm trying my hand at growing soybeans. We'll see how that goes. And behind the soybeans are watermelons, which I try to grow every year, and so far I have never gotten a watermelon. But I'll keep trying until I get it right. These are Blacktail Mountain, or Black Mountain? I think it's Blacktail Mountain watermelon, and they're made for a short season, so I'm hoping that might work. I'll go on to the next one. I know this is getting longer. I need help on this one though. Oops, sorry. Dogs are going to bark now. Ignore it, please. These are bok choy. I've never grown them before. Oh, I just noticed this one's going to flower. Wow. I think that means I should be cutting it off, right? Does that mean these are done? I have no idea when. I have no idea when I should harvest it. So if someone could give me more information about it, I would appreciate it. Behind them are some more peas. I don't know the variety right now, but I have quite a few varieties because we all love fresh peas. So go on to the next bed. This is more broccoli, different variety this time. Not sure which one without digging for tags, but I know it's broccoli. And then another variety of peas in the back. And this bed, it has in yet another variety of pea in the back. I think that last bed actually was snow pea, and this is a shell pea, I believe. But in front of that, I have Cylindra beets. They grow in a cylinder instead of a round ball. I started some in the house and didn't have really good luck with those. They were real spindly. No matter what I did, they grew spindly. So I planted what looked the best, which wasn't very many. And then in between those, I planted seeds because I've never had much luck with beets, but another one I keep trying at. And I'll go into the next one, trying to get there. This used to be my asparagus bed. Well, I guess it probably still is because there's a bunch of asparagus growing back even though I pulled it all out. But so there's nothing in the front of this bed because I left it alone for the asparagus trying to grow back. I don't know why. But in the back is something cool. These are called Doc Martin's Giant Lima Beans. A friend of mine, and I'm so sorry, sent me the seeds because I thought they were kind of neat, and I really appreciate it. I feel bad that I forgot your name, but you know who you are, and I thank you. One came up there, and then the one in the middle, I don't know, it's coming up weird. I don't know if I did something that I planted the two seeds in one place and didn't realize I did it, but it's kind of like two growth heads. And then the one over here, I think I planted three. Didn't come up at all, so I have my suspicions about I might have messed up and put both seeds there instead of one there, and you know. But anyhow, I'm really anxious to see this grow and see how it goes. Another something new for me. In this bed, I have parsnip, something else I haven't grown before. So the front 2/3 of that bed is planted with parsnip, and they're just barely peeking out now. So I guess they take a long time, although they did sprout quicker than they said, so that's kind of neat. In the back again are cucumbers that a few of them actually made it through the attack of whatever it was. And I planted some seeds just in case I did lose them, so there's some seeds coming up also. I believe these are national pickling. All right, oh, I forgot. And my sunberry. It actually has berries on it. Let's see, let me see without shaking you all over town. No, I don't think I can get them on camera. But anyway, it has a few ripe berries on it. Wasn't overwhelmed. Their taste is sort of like a blueberry, but they're very bland with a tiny, very slight bit of sweetness. So we'll see when more ripen up. I'll try again and see what happens. Those are the very first, so sometimes the very first fruit aren't the best. And the final bed over here is my Aunt Molly's ground cherries. And in the back is another gift from a friend. This is from a YouTube friend, sent me these seeds. They are Asian long beans, I believe they're called. You know, the ones and they get real long, like, you know, like a yard long or whatever. Maybe a yard long is another name for him. But anyway, he knows who he is also if he watches my videos. Oops, sorry, I'm shaking. Thank you so much for the seeds. They're actually growing. We'll see how it goes. My short season, we'll see. But that's it. That's the whole garden. Let me see if I can get a view from back here of it all. I don't think so because I'll be backed against the fence. But here, I'll try to pan. And that's the raised bed garden out here. The next update I'll probably do will be in the greenhouse because I don't think I've done anything in the greenhouse yet. But I will. Thanks for watching.